Good morning, my lovely, beautiful friends. My name is Max Kahn, and please enjoy my speech today, which has been specially prepared for you on this beautiful Sunday, the 20th of December, 2020. My lovely friends, I speak to you today from a foundation of love and faith. Love and faith in you, love and faith in our beautiful Krugersdorp Spiritualist Church, which stands proud and shines as a beacon of solace, help, and hope. I know, as a Scottish seer, that many of you are looking to the looming new year with feelings of fear, trepidation, and despondency. Some of you are worried. I remind you that 90% of what we worry about never happens, and that worrying is futile. It's always better to combat and circumvent problems, fears, and concerns. I know without a doubt that our country and world will survive this pandemic. And once this is all over, this broken world will be way more beautiful, and we will be the stronger for it. If I could offer advice to anyone today, it would be to stick by your faith. Know that your God is with you. Know that your Krugersdorp Spiritualist Church is with you. Know that I am with you. And all these things will take care of you all the way through. We have to be very, very careful with the so-called expert advice that's going around today. We are being told by some individuals who have nothing and know even less, persons who are bereft of vision and intelligence, that material things are becoming burdensome. So in other words, if you possess a car, rather sell it and use public transport, taxis or Ubers. There's less burden. Now, I own 6 cars and 1 motorbike, and I can assure you I'm not getting rid of any of them. I consider the unreliability and expense of public transport far more burdensome than owning my own car. They are even telling us that buildings, offices, or homes are burdensome. So what must we do? Must we sell our homes and live in a bed and breakfast? Must we close down our factories and offices? What utter rubbish. I say disregard a lot. Let me tell you, if you own property today, especially unencumbered property, it is to be revered and preserved, for property is still one of the best, most stable investments there is. My lovely friends, we have to find a way to adapt to these challenges presented by COVID, yet we must still live the very best version of our lives that we're used to. That's what life is. Regardless of circumstances, it doesn't matter what happens to you in life, life goes on. My lovely friends, live not in fear, rather live in love and faith. By far the best quality to possess right now is strength. Strength of mind and body, strength of character. For whilst creativity broadens a view of what is possible and builds hope, and where connections build community, which strengthens bonds and combats loneliness, it's strength that builds confidence and resilience, and allows us to grow, inspire, and to support others. Research shows that when we use our strengths, we boost positive emotions. And when we do that, we feel more energy, more inspired, more favorable about life. In other words, strengths fuel us forward. So let's zero in on ways that we can intentionally use our strengths to help ourselves and those around us. Here are some ideas. My lovely friends, I want you to share this speech with family and friends, for we have much to gain by combating this challenge with an infusion of our strengths. What follows is valuable and indispensable in building, fostering, and promoting our strengths. Let's look at an appreciation of beauty and excellence. Why don't we consider going on a beauty hunt wherever you are? Look at or think of your favorite masterpiece, a painting, a building, a song, a garden. Revel in the beauty and excellence wherever you are. Whenever you need a boost, look around you or look within and discover the awe. There's nothing I like better than just walking in my garden and stopping at the beautiful rose bushes which are here. Looking at them and smelling them is absolutely divine. What about considering bravery? Now, bravery comes in many forms. Sometimes it's summoned like a warrior. Other times, like a shy child, it needs a nudge from within. Look for ways that you or those around you are leaving your personal comfort zones, pushing boundaries for a purpose you believe in. Love, oh love, the greatest of all. Today, think about someone you care about, someone you love. If possible, let them know. Let them know you love them right now. Take the time to write them a note, send them a text, and give them the details why you love this person and why you care about them. Deliver it to them by hand. Read it to them. And in return, my lovely friends, when others are giving you love, kindness, accept it with a glad heart. Accept it with an open heart, as you would want them to do with you. Creativity. Why don't you consider making something today by hand? Because we're all creative. I don't care who you are or what you are, I know we're all good at something. Now, whether it's a meal or a birthday card, why don't you create something new? If ideas come easily to you, push yourself in a new direction. Right before you are about to do something, consider if there's a different way it can be done. Have a lot of fun with this approach and just watch your strength skyrocket. Curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat, did it? What if something you have always wondered about? Make a list. What is that something? Make a list of all your questions and then dive right in. Search for answers online, or better yet, ask someone who might be in that particular field or who may know the answer. Watch a documentary about something which is new to you. Feed your curious mind. Adopt this curiosity. What about considering forgiveness? Very strong one, which will build your strength. Some people hold grudges for years. Not only that, but they don't even realize that they're only damaging themselves. Why don't you take some time today and think carefully about this? Is there someone that you are ready to forgive? If so, forgive them and send them a note. If you are the one who needs self-forgiveness, then this is a good time to give yourself props for the things you have done well recently. For trying hard to do what is right, what is good and what is wholesome. For all the things you have done for others. It's important to give yourself genuine love and care as well. Consider increasing your gratitude. Tell me, who are you so grateful for today? What would you really miss if it were not around anymore? Why don't you consider making a list? And make a list in writing. Don't just have these things in your mind. Write them down on paper. I think the first thing you've got to be gratitude or express gratitude for is yourself, your health, your well-being. That's most important. Also, think about all the people involved in getting you what you need. Take the time to appreciate how many things we have that have been created and cared for by so many other people working hard behind the scenes. Think about your beautiful body and all it does for you and how hard it works for you. When was the last time you thanked your brain? When was the last time you thanked your stomach? When was the last time you thanked your legs? Yes, really. This is what gratitude for self is all about. And my goodness me, watch how your body responds. It'll be absolutely amazing. And your strength, of course, will increase. And that's what we're doing today. We're building our strength. We're increasing our strength. And we're going to apply that strength to many different things and to many different people. What about considering hope? What makes life worth living? What makes life worth living for you? This is one of the greatest questions of the ages. great philosophers and the best minds on the planet contemplated this question all their lives. What examples do you see around you? What examples do you see in history, in literature, music? Find examples of how things have gotten better after tough times. What books, movies, songs inspire you? Why don't you make a list of these? And why don't you consider sharing them with others? And when you're doing that, why not ask the others for their list? And you can compare them. Maybe there's some things on your list or their list that you'll find beneficial either way. And keep this list handy and refer to it often. For that will build your strength and it will remind you of what's important. Because it's very important to spend time on the important things. And it's unimportant to spend time on the unimportant things. Keep that in mind, my lovely friends. Let's think about humility. Always act for the action's sake, not for accolades. You work behind the scenes, keeping things running smoothly. What do you see that needs tending? Do you see someone who perhaps needs your help, who might be afraid to ask you? Why not use your powers of vision, of clairvoyance, and instead of asking them what's wrong, why don't you tell them what's wrong? They'll be absolutely amazed. Find ways to help them get what they need with the minimal exposure. And by doing that, by helping others get what they want, you get plenty of what you want yourself. And it's a great feeling of strength when you can do this, when you can share your expertise. My lovely friends, I'm a big fan of humor, of laughing. I'm a big fan of seeing the funny side of everything, even in the most dire, stressful, terrible situations. Today, more than any other time, people need to laugh and lighten up. Even in our current heavy COVID times. Now, if humour and playfulness comes in a natural fashion to you, then you've got a lot to do to help and offer others, which will help them find some kind of release. I suggest you share jokes and you ask your friends, family and the others in your community about their favourite comedies. Why don't you watch them? Why not play games? Games like charades, because charades is an active game that gets you moving and you can have a lot of fun. You know, one of the benefits of learning not to take ourselves too seriously is laughter. And they say laughter is the best medicine. Laughter is good for our bodies, good for our souls, good for everybody. I always like to tell a joke. I always like to have a funny one-liner. It keeps me laughing. I laugh a lot. And I love nothing better when I create laughter in others. And it strengthens me when I do that. I suggest you do that yourself. I suggest you adopt a mood of laughter today. And then, my friends, we come to judgment. Ooh, well, facing an issue? Are you facing a challenge? What's the first answer that comes to your mind? What's the next answer? It's always better to, before you erupt, before you explode, just to hold on 5-10 seconds and let the situation diffuse. Because what might be missing in your assumption? Always look for and find another way to view the situation. Do you need inspiration? Watch the movie Sliding Doors that takes multiple viewpoints. It's a wonderful movie. Remember, judge not, lest be judged. And my lovely friends, a favourite one of mine is kindness. Is there someone in your house, family or neighbourhood who could use a helping hand, a little help? Is there something that you can do for them, large or small? If no one comes to mind, why don't you try an anonymous gesture, like allowing someone to go ahead of you in the line at the petrol station? Or maybe pay the toll gate fees of the driver behind you. You know, just the other day at Mug and Bean in Clearwater, as I was leaving, I placed a 50 Rand note on the table of a young couple. And I suggested to them that they enjoy a coffee on me. Do you know they were speechless and dumbfounded? And let me tell you, that made me feel great. It made them feel great, but it made me feel great. And that's the real important thing here. I felt like a king, and it had cost me all of 50 rands. My lovely friends, let's consider leadership. Because there's only three things that happen naturally in life, or especially in organizations. And that's friction, confusion, and underperformance. Every single thing else requires leadership. Is it time for you to step up and take the lead? Are you good at guiding others to step out and take part? If so, get involved in leadership. Become the leader. Whether at home, at work, or in a public setting that calls for action or calls for calm, leaders are needed. It was Gandhi who said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." If you are in a position to lead, you can help others do what they need in these challenging times. So organize volunteer chains, facilitate open discussions, help others set and achieve goals, share your tips with others, and celebrate team victories, and celebrate singular victories. Most important, my lovely friends, I want you to consider perseverance. Because if there's a project or something else that you have been meaning to finish, this is a time to do it. This is a time to devote to it. Set the timer and finish one of your items on your to-be list, to-do list. Or, if diligence is a natural strength of yours, combine this strength with kindness. And why don't you consider helping somebody else finish their task? I always love to ask other people, do they need my help? I love to offer my help, whether I think they need it or not. And it's a great feeling. It really does increase one's strength. And then, of course, we get onto something which is very close to all of our hearts, and that's spirituality. Why don't you take the time today to look at the bigger picture and realize how small you are? Think about how we're all part of something much, much bigger than ourselves. Tell me, what gives you comfort? Is it religious texts, meditation, a nature walk? Why don't you find the time today to connect with your soul and whatever makes you feel connected to others, to life, and or to God? Why don't you consider becoming more actively involved in our beautiful Krugersdorp Spiritualist Church? Teamwork, oh yes. You know, I promote the individual, but I also promote teamwork. And I'm a great individual and also a great part of a team. So why don't you pitch in, share your talents and expertise, because we're in this together and we all need each other. Encourage those around you or far away who are needing support. Because this is a time for connecting and working together to build strength, hope, and vision. Enjoy being part of a team working for the greater good. Again, why don't you do something positive today for our beautiful Krugersdorp Spiritualist Church? And lastly, my lovely friends, I leave you with Zest. Yes, Zest. I want you to put your energy to use. Combine your pleasures. Choose a few of your favourite songs and play them. Dance to them. Reread your favourite books. Call a friend. Visit a neighbour. Ask others around you to do the exact same thing and have a happy time together. My lovely friends, always take time to do something that makes you feel good, because that good feeling is contagious. And remember, we all possess all of these strengths. And we use some more than others, and these are perhaps considered our signature strengths. And when we intentionally use them, we feel more energized. And now, is that not the best win-win situation? My lovely friends, the words I have expressed today have been infused. They've been infused with the crown of the gods and goddesses. Imbibe in them as such, and make them a part of your daily life. Remember, the Spanish word for crown is corona. So every time you think or hear the word coronavirus, think of the regal crown. Imagine placing it majestically upon your head and wear it with pomp and pageantry. Let these feelings give you strength, my lovely friends, invincible strength. And may I wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy, prosperous, productive, new 2021 year. God bless us all of us, every one of us.